Today is November 29th, the anniversary of the beginning of the massacre of the Zong that took place in 1781 and would continue after November 29th for some 10 days. As I posted on Facebook, I have usually done a reading, a durational reading, but ever since COVID I have not done those. I have marked it, however, because during COVID we had a global reading online, and I have marked the anniversary by putting that up since COVID. This year, 2025, I will do the same, but some of you who are Facebook friends will know that I had a fire on my desk a few weeks ago. And I have been, for the last couple of months, since August 18th, which is the day the Zong set sail from Sao Tome on the west coast of Africa, I have been reading every day a section, a part of Zong. I've been, in a sense, tracking the journey. The journey took 122 days. Today is day 102. So they have been on the seas for 102 days, and they're still some 3 more weeks before they actually land at Black River on the 22nd of December. And some of you may know that Black River was took the brunt of Hurricane Melissa. There's actually a plaque to the event and the survivors of the Zong at Black River, and I've been told the plaque was not damaged. One day I did a reading. I had noticed that the candle was burning down, but didn't do what I should have done, which was put it on a saucer. And to make a long story short, that night I came into the room and my desk was afire. What I noticed later on, I was able to put it out. What I noticed later on, however, was that I was reading from the section Ventus, which means wind. And of course, the Zong's ultimate destination was Black River. Anyway, out of that came this poem, and I'm sharing it with whoever is interested. At this point in time, it is by no means a final, finished version, and I'm sharing it as an offering, as I said on Facebook, to fellow poets, all of us who have been enduring the insupportable. It's actually to the souls on board the Zong, to all those of you who know my work, to those who have been working to stop the genocide in Gaza, to all who walk the walk, a difficult walk now in terms of what the earth and the world is facing. So without taking too much more of your time, you will hear a prose section of it, which sort of sets it up somewhat. And there's a mention here of a book called By Grand Central Station I Sat Down and Wept, which was written in 1945, I believe, by the Canadian writer Elizabeth Smart. It's a book that had a great impact on me years ago when I read it. It's beautifully written, it's quite lyric, but the intensity of the emotion, perhaps it stayed with me, but this is what... that was the title that actually precipitated the poem. And the title of the poem is called Weeping Catch a Fire. And of course, fire, I'm spelling it in the vernacular, the Demotic of the Caribbean, as Brathwaite would say, the nation language. Weeping catch a fire. Later in the day, which was in fact early the next morning after the fire, I had a doctor's appointment. She takes my pressure after we talk. It's high, 152. Most of my life, my pressure has hovered around 100 to 110. In recent years, however, I've noticed an increase, but definitely not this high. She expresses some concern. Would having a fire in my study a few hours ago and only getting 3 hours sleep affect my pressure? I ask, somewhat hesitantly, plaintively even. Always feeling as if I failed an exam when a reading or test is not as it should be. But of course, she answers and expresses even more concern. All along I had been elated about putting out the fire and it not being worse, even joking about it. But the waves of panic and fear now engulf me, and here in this sterile doctor's office, at the expression of care and concern, I weep like I had 2 days before at the end of a yoga class of all places. It surprises me, this weeping, although I recall crying a lot as a child. At the same time, the prosaic nature of the containers for that weeping, hot yoga at Blue Canoe, a nondescript doctor's office, make me want to laugh, because by Grand Central Station I sat down and wept. It most certainly is not, this weeping. By Oakwood and St. Clair I sat down and wept doesn't quite have the same majesty and heft about it, does it? This weeping that is wept in places such as Grand Central Station would have a majesty, a depth, and heft commensurate with its majestic surroundings, would it not? It must. The containers of my weeping feel insufficient, do not do it justice. This weeping that waits, haunts, hunts even, needing context larger than life, appropriate context. This weeping that falls on and around me, watery benediction, unasked for and unrequited, demands locations and places like the Louvre or the pyramids of Giza, nothing less than. Only the silent sands of the Sahara will suffice for this weeping. The weeping I must do sits, it waits for those moments when I least expect. It would do well on the banks of the River Nile, this weeping, recognizing its sister waters, and though it would be ever cold at the top, the very top off, oh, but how this weeping, my weeping, would welcome the cold, the snows of Kilimanjaro. No tepid weeping this, the weeping of strong women who never, ever shed a tear, but who would weep such a weeping the wild-beasted Serengeti plains would barely suffice for these tears. This weeping that will be satisfied with nothing less than where the Tigris and Euphrates meet, and weeping weep. Oh, but how we weep and wept according to the psalmist. The weeping rivers of Babylon where Bob, Boney M, and I weeping, will weep and will have wept. A weeping such as must be wept would cleanse the weeping in and for those injabiting the womb abyss of the Zong for 100 underwater days plus 22. For Black River, what did the Taino call it, would wash away the weeping in and for Gaza. 2 years of weeping that bled and counting. This weeping will weep tears, tall tears, downpours of weeping that stalk but one memory off. What was once, could have, and will have been. This weeping, such is the weeping of strong women, men too, the weeping of the both and the neither nor, the weeping of us, constructing, erecting cathedrals of tears to echo the tall, Carib range of Perse, the tall, wet-you-down range of Black River, wings of rain a weeping such that even God's self weeping for we, for us, for you, and for I and I. Seen? Me, I weeping in that there doctor's office after yoga. So much weeping to do about so very much. I find my weeping in company in everywhere. Oh, how I weep, will weep, and will have. Here, where the southernmost tip of Africa pokes at the turbulence of waters, where India bucking up Africa in water at the ocean-swept coast of Azania, this weeping weeps in the dunes of the Namib Desert, restoring the green once in what was. It seeks the Atacama, home to boned memory of terror, this deep, no woman, no cry, weeping, cannot, will not be satisfied by triangles of glyphed mystery at Teotihuacan, and it will, this weeping, weep for the lost Atlantis, the muddled between of two shores of possibility, Kalapani, Omidudu, triangled mystery, such a weeping. Oh, blessed, blasted tear at a time. I have to correct that. One blessed, blasted tear at a time. This weeping will, this weeping shall, it must, can, should, and could. Weep for the trail of tears that was another sort of weeping. For the Kaibalo, the mountain lying down, for the northern lights and the death and life and death, the cold of winter. Such a weeping demands statues be named for it, be collected in one place, these waters to wash away the pain, the obscenity that is, and that word is deliberately misspelled. A Bermuda Triangle of weeping. Come on, step right up, buy your tickets and weep half-price sale. For the kya carry basin, and we are all, every single one of we, on a one-way street to the weeping that weeps for Malcolm, Marcus, and Martin, for Fanny Lou and Ella and Asata, for Bassa, Bogle, and Biko, for Winnie and Madiba, he who could not shed tears, for Nina, Che, Fidel, and Simone, and for James times two, for Eric, Trayvon, and George, and did they, like me, weeping? Or was it a quiet tear, surreptitious, not daring to be seen, remaining in the cornered eye, turned inwards toward another time that is still and yet to come? These weeping tears need to crawl along my skin. Any skin will do. Salting it, they will not, cannot remain unseen. They demand a stage, a platform, these hard-back, broken, brock-up, suck salt, see me here tears, fighting tears, pearls of salt, sweet to my tongue taste. These weeping waters, the old people calling the tears of the ancestors. Shall I make of them these tears, this secret weeping of hand over face, early morning weeping? Why, God, why this weeping, a burnt offering like the altar burning itself away? Secreted tears, this weeping that weeps for the souls on board the Zong, for the souls in Sudan, in Congo, in Black River, target for the arrow in time that was. The journey for me, for you, for we, for us, for I and I. Oh, there was a fire on my altar last night. Last night a fire on the altar. And the wind came to visit. Oh yeah. She they're calling Melissa from Sweet Too Bad, sweetness bringing so much swingling, low, sweet chariot of grief. And why and how coming so long, how long, Lord, how long the wind, how long the fire, the burning, the burnt offering, to sweep down low, to say, here I am, where are you? And the angels of weeping, weep and sweep down, down low, to sweep us up, holding close in the sweet, low, sweet chariot. And the fire, the burning, the weeping that is, the weeping of strong women. Last night, me altar catch a fire, catching the spirit. The desk is on fire. We don't need no liars. Let the burn. The long and arduous night of weeping without beginning and no end, despite the joy of morning coming. Ring the bell, ring for the ache in the heart of the arc of islands afloat in seas, subjects in imperial vampiric designs. Then, now, oh, how to bow, how to weep, the weeping that is us. That is weep, weep, weeping. With so much weeping to do, I am a very busy woman, and so much weeping waits, weeps patiently. Coda. We are gathered around her, my mother, at the dining table. It is night. I don't recall if all four of us were there. I sit opposite her, have eyes only for her. There is lamplight. A soft, warm glow is how I see it now. She is playing a game. Says she can cry at will, and there, just like that, the tears are there. With the implacable truth of a child's eye at 4 or 5, I look at her and know. I don't believe her. I know what a game is. Crying is not a game. There was a memory in the wee hours of the morning last night after working on this poem. Thank you all. And I will be posting the readings, the durational readings for the next 10 days. Sending you love and friendship and joy and all the things we need in this time.